Hello and good evening.
Mage, the Ascension, everybody. It's another episode.
Yes.
Another episode of
Hell
everybody's
yeah.
favorite game. So behold, I get to episode 3 before the Norwood Wizard game does.
The what?
Nice.
It's this easy. It's this easy. You want me to hear me really rant about it?
It's that easy, bros.
It's that easy to make a live play.
I will say this.
We just have a consistent schedule.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
all you gotta do.
I want to retcon myself. I did, from the top of my head, I did 2 historical inaccuracies. First one, Erica did not come out until 1938, and the SS division of the Werewolves did not become a thing until 1944, until the end of the war. So for all my history fans there, I'm sorry that I made you grit your teeth last time.
There it is. He's gonna be paying for this one for the rest of the live play.
Yep.
Exactly.
Wait, do you have
So,
spheres
I
in time?
Just one.
That's where you got it from. There you go. You have your justification.
Yeah, pretty much. Ludwig is gonna dip his arm into the ether and pull out a Red Bull and then make Jaeger bombs and fuck up the whole time.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's some paradox right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So for 2 things that are completely irrelevant to the actual game, but I'm going to bring up anyway.
Yes.
We got bad news and we got good news.
Yes.
Yes.
So which one are you interested in first?
Bad first, always.
Bad.
So the bad news is that Bunny Blue has been banned from OnlyFans.
I don't know who that is, so I don't care.
There it is. Sean was the bearer of bad news on that one.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Bearer
Very
of the
sad.
curse.
There's my favorite hoe. My favorite hoe is not going to be online anymore.
Rip Bozo.
And the good news is that Harry Partridge uploaded another episode of Starbarians.
I
Who?
don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
Well, Kyle, do we have a show for you?
Do we?
Post that clip in usual chat. You were not a Newgrounds kid like I was, so
Sadly,
you don't know
no.
who this guy is.
I was not.
Harry Partridge was a cut, well, he still is, because he's still making stuff, but slow because, algorithm changed.
I love how the title is the subtitle is Everyone's Favorite Toxic Males Are Back.
Where
It looks like Space Jam almost.
It does.
And the way Harry Partridge animates, he is a cut above everyone else on YouTube, where his stuff is, it's on a level of professionalism where you forget it's one guy doing all of it.
Whoa, what the fuck? That
So
makes me think
he's
of,
like up there with
the-
Matthew Gafford in terms of like talent.
Yes.
Oh, who's the guy who made Thief and the Cobbler? It's bothering me that I cannot remember.
The con artist, the con man that kept lying to Disney about money.
Yes,
Honestly,
yes.
it's morally correct to con Disney at this point.
Yeah,
Yes,
pretty much.
Behold, my movie has been in production for
30
25 years. Give me some more money.
Well, he died before.
And
he...
Vincent Price died before the movie could come out.
I mean, he
Oh,
lived
yeah.
good off of them Disney dollars, though.
Dude, Vincent Price was fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Richard Williams was the guy's name.
Yes, that's his name. Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, all those fuckers were based as hell.
Yeah, he worked on A Christmas Carol, 1971. He worked on Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And then What's New Pussycat? A funny thing happened on the way to the forum. And then Thief and the Cobbler was his life's work that he horribly mismanaged, as the story goes. I'm not going to get into full detail about it because we're not an animation channel. And basically, it was this massive ass Ponzi scheme. And he died in 2019.
Yep.
It
You
worked,
could
didn't
still
it?
find
Yeah.
Thief and the Cobbler uncut version where it's the movie that people stitch together.
Yes.
That you can find on YouTube. It's really amazing. It's
Yeah,
really
the recobbled cut.
Yep, exactly.
Where it's still got a lot of issues as a movie, but when you know it's all hand drawn, this has been in the works since, I don't know, the 60s.
Yep.
Yes.
I still think it's funny. Rip off Disney all you want.
All right. So we're going into where we left off last session. Do we remember?
These past few weeks have been busy. I know that we went back to the lab. We talked about it a little bit. We need to talk to did we say it was? I think we're talking to Himmler, or we're talking.
We have to talk to Himmler, yes.
Yeah, so we're talking to Himmler. I'm going to use my journalist credentials to ask some questions, and oh yeah, we need to talk to Iteration X at the airport.
All right.
Yep.
And with that, last time we place we left off, we were in the basement.
Yep.
All right.
Late at night, there was a vampire.
Strongly implied to be a vampire. We did not see. Did not really get anything. Kyle, you told me you don't watch wrestling, and yet you posted a wrestling GIF.
It's the only thing I know about any culture is memes.
Well, yeah, exactly.
You need to watch a Logan Paul match.
No, I'm gonna find Logan Paul and kill him.
Now, to be fair, he actually is putting in the work for wrestling.
I don't care.
It's not every man could do a flip moonsault like that.
I don't.
Oh,
care.
yes, you know what I do? I just sit on people and then their ribs crack.
In all honesty, Jake Paul is the one that has no talent because boxing is just rigged to shit and it's like a joke of a sport now.
I just hate their whole family, and I wish to see their bloodline come to an end. But you know.
No, but the game that we're playing, bro.
Yes. As we know, Paul's a very Semitic last name.
No, I'm just thinking like the context of this game later on. I was like, oh my god.
Well. It is what it is.
So where we left off, we have to split up into two groups, or do you want to do this all together as one?
All together as one for now, in my opinion.
I think
on the
that'd be
checklist-
safer.
What I have prepared for this session and what we're doing today, we've got Iteration X to check out. Along with that is find out where Heinrich Himmler is supposed to be, along with finding out any more details we can about the assassination.
Yep.
As I pull up a real map of Berlin to make sure I know where we're going.
Yep.
I was going to ask Kurt, but then I realized that sadly Ryan is ausente today.
Does he know where an airport is?
No,
I
was
don't.
gonna. I'm sure that.
Does he know how to get to Brandenburg from here?
I'm sure that Luddy knows. Or no, not
As a
Luddy.
player, I don't know. No offense.
All right.
But the character
Ludwig, do we know where to find an airport?
The outskirts of the city?
As I want you to roll investigation, and I read that as logistics from it, but no, it's linguistics. Make that streetwise. Intelligence is streetwise. You're rolling 4d10 total.
Okay, perfect.
As I'm piecing together where we are. Alright, do we know where this airport is? Yes. Yes. We know the direction it is in. And if we just keep heading in that direction, eventually we'll come across it.
I got a general idea of where it is. I mean, I don't go to airports that often, so...
That's good enough for me. Let's get a move on.
Yeah. Basically. I'm assuming it's morning.
So, in relation as to where that is from the Reichstag, see where the Berlin tourist info. This is not the building I am looking for.
I just know that Luddy is really thinking to himself like the airport. You know that like feeling that somebody get like oh, we're gonna go to this place. Wait a damn minute.
So it's either 5 hours on foot or 32 minutes by car.
Gotta take
Probably
public
best to
transport.
get a car.
Yes.
Public transport.
There's probably a well line there.
We're going to go check this place out first.
I'm good with it.
As you are getting all situated, you see that Kurt is bent over his desk as he appears to be holding a needle in his hand as he's flipping through his several different journals and tomes on his table.
Hey Kurt, how you doing this morning?
Kurt's looking over his shoulder saying, I began to realize I'm not going to be able to cast all my spells.
Oh.
Where?
That's not good.
With my magic, it's sigils and icons that cast my spells. I don't have any of those.
Oh.
What about the one
Uh,
that's in your chest?
And my chest is. You see, he stops for a second. Overnight, I figured out what this was. As he takes a screwdriver, he pulls out what looks like 4 different screws on his side, or that make up his chest plate. He pulls it off. As you look at it, there is a sigil at the back of his on his back, right behind a mechanical spine.
ooh.
All right. What is said sigil?
All right. Let's see, do we even know what we're looking at? Would anyone like to roll intelligence and occult, please?
I'll give her a go.
As you're trying to piece this together, Sean, would you like to make the check as well?
I'm quite
Intelligence
smart.
occult, you said?
Intelligence and occult, yes.
I got a dot in a cult. I could roll 4d10 also.
So you're piecing this together bit by bit. All right.
Ooh, that's not
So-
bad.
So as you're looking at this, it is 3 different sigils, all in a triangle. As what you're piecing together from this, Fat Gertie, you recognize some of these. You recognize one of these symbols. Ludwig, you recognize the other. Tim, you recognize the other. The sigils are sulfur, salt, and mercury that he has. Each one of them is connected to a triangle. At the center of that triangle appears to be a single glowing purple sphere right behind his spine. It's a very dim glow, but it's a glow all the same.
Huh. Is that the conduit for Toss? Does it
As-
grant energies?
He's looking. No, it's what these sigils mean. As he points over at the sulfur, this is a alchemical component for the soul. Mercury is the one for the mind, and then salt is one for the body. And all of these are connected into this circle within this triangle. This is what we use to capture things. So somebody used this to catch my soul and put it in here, who knew these symbols, and I don't know who it could be.
I mean, that's
Huh.
all well and good, but let's say I figured the lead would still be the whoever it was that attacked you. My money's on the NWO.
The NWO, but as he's going to look up, he looks right at you, Goering, and says, but you don't believe in these symbols. You don't think this is real.
I mean, agree to disagree. I mean, clearly it's working for you, so there's
That's what
yeah?
I mean with these paradigms, is that they just won't work if someone who doesn't believe in the symbol tries to use this.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some infighting with the Hermetics.
That's something I'm worried about. Where if there was a traitor hermetic, some crazy idea like that. But you know what? I don't know. I'm still trying to draw some conclusions here, but I can't cast my spells if I don't have a sigil. Is what I'm trying to say.
So maybe it might be best you stay behind, take a look after the place. In case whatever
Right,
that thing that shows up last night turns about again, huh?
That's why I'm trying to piece myself together. And I still owe you quintessence, as he points over at you, Goering.
yeah. I mean,
So-
you don't have to do it right now if it's worth a lot of trouble. You know.
I'm gonna hold up my end of the bargain. I'm gonna harvest it.
Okay, I mean, you do you, but either way, I don't mind. Don't feel like you're obligated to serve me.
You're talking to a hermetic here.
Luddy doesn't get it. He doesn't get what that means.
If we say we're going to do something, we're going to do it.
Oh, it's like a code of honor or something like that.
Yeah, something that a lot of other traditions wouldn't understand.
Oh, it's kind of like the the Knights Templar. back in the olden days of Prussia or something.
Well, that was the NWO.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Like, Liddy didn't even know that. He's like, huh, the more you know.
They tend to keep their members in the dark, as I can tell from you.
Oh,
He's talking smack about you, big guy.
Well, it's not necessarily smack if it's the truth, now, is it?
I don't know, he's got a
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not part of the NWO, so I'm not offended. Like as if nobody knew I was having this conversation with you guys, then everything should be fine and dandy, you know?
Alright, that's the
What the-
point. He's a progenitor. He grows people.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun, you know? It's like raising a child, but without the fun part. If you know what I mean.
He points two fingers at you. You said you were a progenitor?
Yeah.
Okay. That probably explains it. I mean, DNWO holds all the cards when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much, you know, information is a lifeblood.
So the syndicate cuts the funding, then what are they gonna do?
I don't know why they did that, you know? It's like, I was told, oh, look, money people cut funding. And I'm like, why? He said, my co-worker, Roth, he never explained to me why exactly. You know, I'm assuming he doesn't know the answer himself also.
Because in this totalitarian hellhole, you guys don't care about turning a profit, and that's all the syndicate cares about.
Yeah, I mean, money is the language.
And you wonder
keep
why you
track
don't get
of-
none.
You keep track of what Vite is doing anyway. You see that on the table in front of him? He's got looks like a few metal plates that he's got looks like a small bath of acid and looks like something brown that he's painting over it. That he's then like, dragging a needle through the metal. Tim, you recognize this as printmaking.
Can I tell what he's making exactly?
He's making metal stamps of hermetic circles. That's what he's up to.
How interesting.
As he's also saying, oh yeah, the idea is that I can swap these out.
Yeah, it's like a fancy little book of spells for a robot.
Right, exactly, and I can just theoretically slide these right into my palm.
Very
It's like
clever.
vax stamping. That's cool.
So-
And then Liddy thinks to himself like the last time he written down a letter to his parents was a month ago or something like that.
So
Hadn't gotten a response yet.
just making sure I don't hold you back. I'm just gonna be doing this for the time being.
Yes, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Whatever works best.
just keep an eye on the place, huh? Don't want no more uninvited guests.
That's right.
All right, let's
And-
go find that airport, huh?
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Alright.
I think Liddy's gonna say goodbye to Mr. Kippers, but he's gonna feed him some tuna really quickly before he leaves.
Right.
Yeah, you know, pet the kitty, you know, make the cat happy. You know. My Mr. Kipper, I love you!
Yes.
You know, and all that wholesome shit. Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I got my shirt done up right. I got my fancy gloves on to conceal my freakish cat hand.
Yeah, and Liddy's gonna. Oh God, here's a weird thought. He's gonna sneak up right behind Kaminsky, and like, you know how old ladies, they'll try and comfort you by like squeezing your arm, you
Right.
know, to like comfort you. That's what he's gonna do to the cat arm. Just his big ass hand like.
And the
squeeze
cat
your
like
arm.
reflexes are gonna like just jerk upwards, like touch me at time of night, you progenitor.
Oh, I mean, was just trying to make sure you're all right. You know.
I'm
I mean,
fine. As soon as we
Alright.
figure out what the hell's going on here.
All right.
All right. With that, are you ready to head out?
I believe so.
All right. So
Yeah.
everything's set. Let's see, while I make a token and another screen.
Come on, Tim, you little slowpoke. Come on.
All right.
I'm supposed to be the slow one. I'm fat, not you.
The ass is
Sorry,
fat.
coming.
The ass is fat. This is that's just one of my favorite videos. This is a YouTube prankster who's like sexually harassing a woman as a prank, and then he walks by and goes like, "Oh, the ass is fat. The ass is fat," and like slaps it, and she turns around, pivots on her foot, punches him right in the face, and punches the hat off his head and knocks his ass out.
I just
That's
like
awesome.
the scene from the Tourette's guy where his grandfather comes to visit,
Yeah.
and so like so he starts like checking out this black woman that's standing there in the aisle, and he starts talking to him, and he is like, do you see that big black woman over there? He got fucking ass coming out the butt. And his son's like, why don't you go get her number, Grandpa? He's like, watch me, I know how to talk to these black women. And he walks up to her and goes, damn, bitch, you got a stupid fat ass. And she just smacks the shit out of him. He falls over on the rack. It was a classic fucking video.
Oh my
So-
god. It's harder than a fireman's ass! Hey! Word I cannot say on YouTube. Ah!
Word
As you're heading out,
Great.
how are we going to get to the airport?
Well, Luddy said he Luddy said he knew a sort of weird roundabout way to get there.
Yeah. I mean, we could get like a taxi or something, but I don't know. I mean, it's like a 5-hour walk.
We don't got 5 hours. Let's find a cab. Get over there.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just go ahead, see if we can find a cab. We can find a bus.
Yep.
This
All
is
right.
good
Where
enough.
the hell is that airport at?
As you're
Oh,
heading on down.
You know for a fact when Liddy steps onto that bus is gonna slightly compress down a little.
Yes.
I enjoy this map wherever you got it.
Yes. But this map, I typed in like 1930s map of Berlin. And that's how I got
Yeah.
this.
I like the
Yeah.
zoo one.
There is actually a swastika on this map. I would like to point out.
Yes.
Let's not. I think it's small enough to where YouTube cannot see.
Yeah.
As when you go over here, with the Olympic Games, they're over, but Ludwig, we do have a transportation pass still, don't we?
Most likely, yes.
All right, would you like to flash it?
Yup, totally.
All
Oh,
right.
I found the swasti. That's funny.
Let's
He
see.
high
Alright.
school boys bathroom.
As you show off your badge from the Berliner Verkehrsbetrieb, or just
Yep.
BVG, man lets you on his bus.
Yep.
All right. As head on down the line. All right. As you look around, see anyone in particular on this bus? As you look around at the front, you see looks like a few clearly German men. You know,
Yep.
some of them have blonde hair. Kaminsky, as you squint, you notice that some of them might have used peroxide to make their hair blonde.
But he's gonna chuckle to himself, and he's just gonna first take a careful look around for a no smoking sign. Is there one?
You look it's in the back with the Jewish people.
Oh, it's in the back with the Jewish people.
Yes. As
He's gonna
You
look
look over
back at
there.
him and just like
and just what?
bite his tongue and turn back and just kind of stew for a little bit.
Tim, you've been noticing this more and more where it seems that anyone who isn't, say, necessarily German is just getting pushed and pushed and pushed further away. Where, kind of think about Tim, you haven't really seen these guys on the street. often at all.
Hmm.
You have been a little bit reclusive, just studying the word of the Lord and everything. So it's almost news to you when you see this.
Gershwin's gonna lean over to Tim and he's gonna go, Hast du viele Juden im Straße gesehen? Have you seen a lot of Jews in the street?
Frankly, I haven't really noticed one way or the other. I will say it looks a little barren now.
As
You ever wonder if
it
they're doing that on
is, we're
purpose?
after the Olympic Games too.
Yeah, so all the anti-Semitic stuff is being propped up again.
Yep.
Just looking around. Gershwin on top of that too. Very few people who are black skinned.
Well, it's Germany.
Thinking too, but Paris had black people in the street. Same with London.
Paris actually a decent respect for the people that colonized, unlike the Dutch that murdered millions of them.
Goering, you can tell somebody about German history.
The Dutch,
one of
the
the best stories
Germans
about
didn't get all that
certain guy
much
called
in
Siegfried.
Africa. Why do you think Mussolini was eyeing up Ethiopia?
I don't know. The only thing I know is about the Cro-Magnon, that valley called what was it? The Neanderthals. We found them in the Neander Valley. Oh yeah, and also Siegfried. So that's a pretty cool story.
Is Ludwig on the mention of Mussolini? Can Mussolini eat a dick, or are you okay with him?
I mean,
Think about this.
Oh, let me think.
Have you
I
been
think
to
he's
Italy?
gonna. I always wanted to, I mean, I see Italians sometimes, I've heard the southern ones look different from the northern ones, because of the mating of the gene pool, But, basically, I'm not sure about all the political stuff of Italy. I don't know. Wait. Doesn't America have a little brother? Is it called Canada or something?
Yeah, they're just on the north of us.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Italy is our little brother,
I suppose that's fair.
Yeah.
Tim, we feel something roll in our pocket. Take a look at what we got. Tim, it's that coin that Kurt made earlier.
I
Should
take
have
it out
that.
and I just kind of examine it.
He has correspondence, so he can track this down. So, wasn't the plan involving Iteration X to see just what kind of technology they were working on? Because after all, if Vite is now a hit Mark III, then Iteration X would be the ones that would know how to make these and where to distribute them.
Yep.
I see.
Go ahead and put that coin back into your pocket.
Yeah, put the coin back in the pocket and kind of relay to the group.
That something's afoot with us. We can use this coin to figure out what's what, who's what, where's going. That sounds like a plan to you.
Well,
Yeah,
once he
pretty
gets the
much.
sigils done and if things go south with the guys working at the airport, then I think we might need him back.
Yeah, I think that would be good.
As anything else you'd like to talk about this Kermit, or shall we transition scenes?
Ludwig's thinking about he's thinking oh cool, we're going to the airport, and he realizes, oh no, we're going to an airport, and he's praying to natural selection. No, or should I say studying and observing natural selection. I'm trying to say this most atheist way possible.
Right.
That his frickin' uncle isn't there. Because he's realizing he's gonna be in big trouble. No pun intended.
Yes. All right.
Me,
I'm
I'm
that's
just
his
a
rap name.
reporter trying to score an interview.
Yep, exactly. Liddy will play along with it, trust me. When worst comes to worst.
So, as eventually you drive up. But we're now at the Brandenburg. Don't mind if I do. As you don't go to the commercial part, you're going over checking out the small stuff. Here we are. Kind of may zoom in on that.
Yes.
As you're going into this. Ludwig, you show off your government clearance.
Yep, exactly. Step
Alright.
with me. You're fine.
As you're stepping in, you look around. It's an airport at work. As you see, the first thing you step in is no planes are taking off or landing just yet. You walk
Yeah.
around, and you see that there are several men who are unloading and loading cargo into other planes. It seems that a lot of shipments have come in from elsewhere, other parts of Germany, heading
Yep.
into Berlin and out of Berlin. As most of these people, your usual just German stock over here, the very nationalistic sort. As there is a radio with a talk show on it, off in the distance.
Ooh.
May I
he's-
listen in?
See,
Yeah, same with Liddy.
as you're hearing. Now you see, the reason why I call them monkeys is because Charles Darwin himself refers to them as monkeys. Is their own language and you see, this is pure science is what we're talking about here. We want to say that this is what racial theory. It is
Oh,
not a
God,
theory. It is
God.
proven fact.
I'm gonna
Yes.
keep
Ah,
walking.
that's-
This is bullshit.
Oh,
As-
Liddy's totally listening in on it. He's like, tell me more.
As you're
Seeing that Gershwin's gonna smirk, turn around, and he's going to lean over to him as he's listening very intently to this real science and go, you know, a supposed whatever they're talking about. They beat every one of your pure beautiful Aryans at the Olympics a day ago. Just letting you know. And he's gonna pat you on the chest and keep walking.
Yeah, basically, he's thinking his mental gymnastics is that was an exception.
You're
That was an
also
exception to the rule.
you're also thinking you recognize that voice. It'll be this man.
Of course, it's Garb.
No,
Glorious Bastards, holy
He played it so well. He did such a good job.
I will admit,
Here's-
he did a good job in the movie.
Hey, okay, the only historical inaccuracies that IRL Goebbels was fucking ugly looking.
Yeah.
He looks normal. He looks kind of normal. He looks like, what's that YouTuber who's the British kid? My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
He kind of
That
does,
kid.
actually. I
Yeah.
will say,
he
like,
looks like that kid.
he played the part really well, but the guy who played Goebbels in Downfall, I think, looked a bit more like him.
Yeah, basically, and Hermann Goering in Glorious Bastards was not historically accurate. If it was historically accurate, his whole fat ass body would be covering the camera.
Right.
He was that fat, Jesus.
No, I'm joking. I'm over exaggerating. But the dude was 265 pounds when the
No, he
Americans
was a
found
big,
him.
he was a big boy.
Oh, he was a
He gave
chonker.
Taft
He was
a run
heckin'
for his money.
chonker. He's a heckin' chonker. Anyway, yeah, he's listening to Goebbels being all that, well, whatever the fuck he says in German, you know? Sounds like he's yelling all the time, like Hitler, but not as cool.
Yep, basically.
As you
Yeah.
step into the, using your intuitive senses with your government contract, you should be able to piece together which of these should be iteration X. Definitely not the hangars at the front. No, we're going to have to
No.
go like towards the
Going
center of the
deeper.
airport. Right.
Yeah, because most of these fellas here are sleepers, like sympathizers that do not know that they're puppets for Iteration X. You got to go in deeper to find Das Robots.
As you're listening around, you're hearing sounds like another radio where they were playing folk music, or at the time it was pop music on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I might not be the biggest fan of all this oompa, but I gotta say, it does give you a good bit of Anschluss, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, Liddy's slightly tapping his foot to the beat a little. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, this
Glenn
would be a
Miller,
very
I'll tell you
very,
that much.
a very urgent of a Lily Marie.
Yep, basically, like, you know, he's vibing. You know, it's fun to listen to this shit.
I kind of want to go back and listen to Glenn Miller now.
As you're listening to this, you're listening to this over the radio. Do we know who this pop star is?
What would I need to roll for that?
As this would be, we'll say it is another intelligence roll.
Mhm.
Let's have this be performance.
Intelligence and performance. I sadly have nothing in performance, but I am very
I
smart.
have 2 in performance. Should I roll 2 or
Damn,
or am I
okay.
hogging the spotlight?
Let's see. You go ahead and roll as well.
All right, so that'll be 5d10. It's okay.
All right. As you listen to this, this is a pop star. One Amalia Sternchild. Sorry, Starchild or Sternenkind, if you want to use German.
Stellenkind.
As
I really need to teach you how to speak German, Johnny.
as there she is, as Ludwig. What do we think of her?
She's really cute, you know. Well, of course she's a child, you know. She's really cute, you know.
Mhm.
And
Child, she's 23.
oh shit, I was looking at the image. I was like, this is a Molly I'm looking at.
She's
I was
actually
looking at the
2,000 years old.
Years old. She's 2,000 year old vampire. I thought this was oh my god. I'm going to hell. Anyway,
As she's got she does have childlike features, which appeals to her as an idol, where she's supposed to be this image of German innocence and purity in a different way.
He thinks she's cute, you know. He thinks she's cute. Maybe have a little slight bit of a celebrity crush, just a hair.
How many of
And
the
Gertie
Vermac
with
do you
the-
think rub themselves out to their photos at night in the barracks, huh? Yeah, that's what I thought. Keep it moving.
Okay.
Tim is blushing from like ear to ear, and he looks extremely shy.
Yeah. He's
Yeah,
not very used to penis talk.
Yep, Gertrude.
Yeah,
honestly, Gertie's goal right now is just to fuck with him, right? Because he's like, okay, things are pretty bad. You know what? Let me just mess with people now.
Ludi's gonna be like, and Ludi's gonna play along with the joke, like, ever so slightly elbow Gertie and be like, if she's crazy when she can bounce on it, then yeah.
Good lord.
There it is. Gershwin, he's never been with a woman in his life, and you know
No,
it.
he fucking has it. I'm just laughing thinking it to myself.
Ludi
He speaks
is
like a virgin.
yeah, he is a virgin.
See, I was a med student. I would go out drinking in fucking Manhattan with all the Ivy League kids just to show them up.
As you're walking around in here, here's the fun stuff. As you step in here, rockets.
Ooh.
What the
Just look
fuck
around.
is that?
You're
It's
looking
a
around.
rocket.
We have some experimental planes here.
Ooh.
Just look around. We had a discussion before involving prototype
Deutschland
versions of
Dorito.
jet planes.
Deutschland Dorito.
Yep.
Oh fuck!
This is
I
where they're
really
being
wish
built.
I had correspondence right now. God damn it!
Bye-bye.
As you look around here, these planes are being built in this hangar.
Can I use How do I want to do this? Can I use forces in mind to take a photograph with my glasses so I can draw it later?
Try to capture an image within this.
Yes.
All right. See if you can make a literal photographic memory.
Yes.
I will say with this, it will be forces and mind to imprint this into your mind itself.
All right. Forces in mind. Roll a ret.
All right, roll a ret, please.
How much?
Difficulty 6. This is a very simple spell. As you're looking around, yes, indeed, you're making a literal photographic memory.
Good shit. What do I have pictures
Just
of?
spits it out of his mouth.
So what is outside the lens of your camera, you would not, the lens in question being your glasses, you would not be able to see anything outside of that. So your peripheral vision is shot with these.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking around, you're seeing looks like a table over there where people are assembling the rocket itself. Somebody going around inspecting the parts of a plane. Somebody going around with other blueprints and a table meeting where they're saying, here's how we can improve the design. Here's how we can take the design to the next level. This is only a prototype, they say. As you're looking around here, is there anybody we can ask questions to?
Yeah, let me handle this. I'm going to straighten up my suit, make myself look as presentable as possible. And I'm actually going to stop and turn over to Luddy. Hey,
Yeah.
Luddy. You ever met any of the NWO nerds?
A few of them, they're very talkative and very nosy. Just sweet talk them as best as you can, and just answer all of their questions with the most charming, sexiest way possible.
Okay, good to know. Then I think I got this.
The name of the game is Intellect.
Oh. Well, I got this cat in the bag then. Follow my lead, fellas. I'm going to straighten up my coat, straighten my glasses, arms behind my back, and stride up to them.
Right.
And I'm going to come to the middle of the... What's up?
The person you meet in question. I have a specific character for you to talk to.
Okay.
See as I blow up the tokens just a little bit.
Lydia's watching from a distance just in case if anything goes haywire.
As introducing his token to you after I get him in the right size. A guy who looks like this.
Alright.
Scientist.
As you look over at him, he's right in front of a blueprint as you see that he's got a pen and paper in front of him. As he's looking at the designs, he's jotting down notes. Upon hearing that, he's going to look up and just look over his shoulder.
He's going to clack his heels together in the formal German greeting, give him the Roman salute, and go, Gottfried Kohler, Nuva. Scientist, I would like to know about the current progress to report back to Mars base.
He'll
Please,
shoot his left hand out.
please
Out.
explain to me your progress on the current aeronautical prototypes. How ready are they for war?
As much as I like to hail you victory, comrade, I do not know who you are.
Did I not introduce myself, Gottfried Kohler of NWO, and you answered to me as if you were answering to the Fuhrer himself? Do I make myself clear?
Then why have I never seen you before at the meetings?
He's going to get up in his face. What does I say about questioning me? Are you in a position to questioning me, or would you like to be put in the stockades? Would you like to be hung by the neck? Seen so tight it's a disgrace nation. Who are you to tell me what to do?
I think Luddy is gonna... What do you do where you take the index finger and the thumb and you whistle it, to get both their attentions being like, alright. Alright, Mr. Kohler, you can step aside, alright? And he, goes full on assertive, and, he freaking adjusts his belt, his stomach jiggles a little, pushes out his chest, and he says, you know that feeling where you're locking in dead serious, but you're scared half to death?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is what... A part of me as a player says this is a little premature, but it makes sense for my character to say this. Sir, I deeply apologize about Mr. Kohler here. He just got promoted and initiated approximately 3 days ago. You see, I am Ludwig Göring, and I am part of the progenitors, alright? I am here as a co-worker to help him, alright? And he is a bit of a hothead. I get it, do not take it personally, alright?
Yes.
I deeply apologize. And what he's talking about is that he's curious because, as they could say, curiosity kills the cat. Correct?
He's looking at you. He tips his head to the side. Progenitors?
Did I stutter when I said that?
You're saying groups, New World Order, progenitors. What in the world are you talking about? Are we talking to a guy who knows about the mages by name?
Oh shit, we might have fucked this already.
As you're thinking about that, see here, Gershwin and Ludwig. It's gonna be a willpower roll.
Okay.
Oh, dude, me as a player, I'm shocked. My jaw dropped. I was like, oh my fucking
Yeah,
god.
I think we fucked this, homie.
Difficulty 8.
Difficulty 8.
Perm or temp?
Permanent.
Oh my god.
We're good. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
Got one, that's fine.
Alright, both of you avoid getting paradox. As Kaminsky and Ludwig, perhaps we came into this too hot.
freaking Liddy's just gonna be like. You know, he's gonna like
Just play it
aggressively
off.
pat on Kaminsky's shoulder, like, oh, look at this chump! look, he fucking.
Alright, let's a man be. Let's a man be.
Have you read Veer Tales? There's a recent issue of like this shadow government shiza, bullshiza, you know? I'm fucking with you, okay? Okay, so, but I am dead serious though. Do you know anything about the informational stuff? Anyway, I'm sorry about that. That was very funny. Oh, the stupid look on your face. Oh my god.
You'll have to pardon me. He puts me up to this. Eyes of A.
He's gonna turn and look over at you, Tim. So, who are you gonna be then? Somebody from Mars?
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, he was too shy to play along with the joke, you know. He was too shy. He was all like, oh, 9, I don't want to, you know, mess with some freaking poor minimum wage worker, you know what I mean?
Young Tim
Victor
is Herr Ludwig's adjutant, is what he is.
Victor, bring your microphone a little bit further up on your stand.
Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
That.
I was moving around in my chair when I was doing the fake laughing because I actually was low-key fucking tweaking. You know, like, oh my god.
But regardless, we are aeronautical students here on behalf of Hermann Göring himself, and we have come to take a look at the current progress of the rocketry and advancements in aeronautical technology on behalf of I forget the name of the German Air Force. What was it?
Luftwaffe?
Oh, the Luftwaffe. On behalf of Hermann Göring's Luftwaffe, and we would like a report on the progress to bring back to the Reichstag, bitte.
Okay, you're throwing around a pretty big name. Do you have any evidence that proves you are who you say you are?
Liddy's gonna, you know, try and put up his little, like, arrogant act, low-key trying to act like his uncle, like, sort of, pushes Kaminsky aside, like, sort of like one hand, you know, sort of like a firm push, you know, and then gives him the paper, you know, his identification.
This is looking at this. You are a blood relative.
Correct? Why wouldn't I be?
As Izzo hand this back to you. I wasn't aware that he had a nephew.
Oh, you know. Those in power should not make it so vocal of having nephews. Don't you know? You throw targets on the backs.
Can I roll? Can I roll wits and Oh god, what would that be to know if he was lying or not on that?
What's the subterfuge?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick. Hold up.
All right,
Let me roll
different 7.
against that.
Charisma and subterfuge, difficulty 7.
Alright, subterfuge 5d10. Alright.
Yes. Just pulling this off. See? No, Kaminsky, you still haven't caught on yet. Tim, to you, this is obvious.
In my head, I'm thinking of like, does he actually have Does he actually just happen to have the same last name as Armin Goring? He's playing this really cool compared to how he usually is.
Yup.
As this guy's gonna walk you back over here. So, you will want to see the blueprints of the planes we're designing.
Correct. What else would it be?
As he's gonna sit down at the table. As you can see, he's already done a lot of algebraic equations. Mathematician by trade, you take it.
Yup.
As he's gonna put this out at you. So here we are. We are designing this ship. You're familiar of this concept of the jet plane, we're calling it.
Yeah, I've heard of it briefly.
No, we are in competition with England. They're in production of a Spitfire plane. We need to get a step ahead of the curve. Now, what we have here is designed for a plane that will be powered entirely through rockets. Entirely propelled through them. And without the need of a propeller on the front. After all, if the propeller is... Once the propeller is shot, your entire plane falls apart.
Correct.
Here. As he's showing you designs for the Messerschmitt ME-262. Which is looks like a jet plane, but it's got 2 large jet turbines right underneath the engine.
May I roll forces in mind again to try and get pictures of the blueprints?
You may roll ret, difficulty 6. Piece together. All right, you're able to memorize what the plane looks like. As I say, now so far we've designed this for one-man transit, but we are yet to install weapons on board.
Ooh,
Is
that's
this what
going to be the fun part.
Yeah, is this what this meeting is about?
That's it.
Correct.
I believe that we are satisfied and we will report back to the Reichstag in order to report the findings. Forgive me, we did not actually get to know your name.
Oh, I never did give it to you, did I?
9.
Matthias Schreiber is my name.
Herr Schreiber, Gottfried Kohler. I do apologize for the crude introduction, but it was an honor to meet you.
You didn't want to see the planes in action?
Oh, the prototype's ready for flight.
Of course it is. After all, it's sitting right over there.
Ganz wunderbar. I believe we have time for an aerial show, don't we?
Sure, I don't see why not.
As you're going to see, Matthias stands up. He adjusts his jacket and starts making his way over to the plane. As you look at this. Now, Tim, why would you need to wear a jacket that heavy in the summer?
Very curious.
As he's going to look over. What makes you say that? What's curious?
Oh, nothing. Are you warm?
Yes, this jacket is warm, but if you're asking about it gets cold when you're that high up in the air.
Oh, yes, that must be it. Can I try to subtly cast a spell to determine if he's telling the truth?
As you're doing that, well, you can always make a perception subterfuge check. We got
Okay.
Alright. Try to figure this one out. Yeah, how truthful is he? Does he have some sort of disease going on here?
You said deception subterfuge?
Exactly.
Perception.
See, yeah, yeah.
Subterfuge.
Mm-hmm.
Very
All right.
nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
As see, he well, he doesn't appear sick to you. You don't see anything underneath his eyes. You don't see him like breathe in or anything. He appears healthy. So, is there anything he's hiding underneath it? Probably not. Though it's going to be weird for a man to ask another man to take off his jacket, especially with no prior context to it. So it should be fine.
That's how it'd work.
As he's going to go over, you see that he steps over to the airplane. He talks to two engineers, points at you guys over his back with his thumb. They look over at you, they nod, they get out of the way. The doors start opening. Prototype 1, ready for launch. As Matthias steps in and motions for you to check out what he's doing.
All right, let's take a look.
Now you see here it's almost identical to a biplane or a fighter plane's controls. But when I press this, as he presses a button, all of a sudden you hear the turbines shoot to life as well. It's like two tails of fire shoot out of them.
Ooh.
With this,
Let me do one more ret roll on that forces in mind.
all right, take a roll of that. Snap a picture.
Oh, baby.
All right. Oh, this is crystal clear. This impresses you greatly.
Yep.
As he's going to do a few signs with the pilots. The pilots raise some flags. Not to go too clinical with the flight process.
Yep.
Door slides open, and the plane takes off. As Goering and Tim, your hair blows in the wind as the jet plane takes off.
Yeah, like he kind of covers his hand to his face for a second. He's like, wow. Like he's dumbfounded. He's like, holy shit. He's like, wow. You know, like just like straight out of those freaking science fiction books that he reads. Like, holy crap.
It has a very small 0 to 60 on that, as you notice.
Yep.
You see the plane continues to fly higher and higher up into the air as you see it spins around. You're pretty sure air traffic control is down on the ground, passing some codes back and forth between everyone on the floor and everyone in the air. As eventually, after a few minutes pass, the jet plane comes back down the runway as a bunch of engineers go over and rush over to it. You see Matthias jump out of it and land on the runway. Do you wish to meet him outside?
Indeed. I'll give him an applause.
That's just simply a small demonstration of what to do. If I had a little bit more fuel in the plane and wasn't in the middle of an airport, I'd be able to show you a few stunts with it.
Very impressive, Herr Schreiber. You do glory to the Empire.
I thank you for that. You are a strange fellow, but I do admire the praise.
Praise where it is due. Always for the greatest of extraordinary Germans.
Tim, should we leave that coin anywhere?
I want to try to get it into one of their pockets.
See, into Matthias's pocket.
Yeah, but I know I do not have the dexterity to make that work properly.
Thinking, well, what else? Does he have anything else on his purse that we could use for that? Alternatively, Tim, we of course just drop my coin and then have hope that Matthias picks it up.
Well, I mean, the coin needs to stay there, but why not keep it in the hangar?
Could track down where this is, or if you have a person of interest in here, figure out where he is at all times.
Well, we currently don't. We wanted to come over here and see if we could meet IX, which we didn't get to.
Let's see. As you're beginning to think, Ludwig, there is a term for sorcerers, extraordinary citizens.
Yep, exactly.
With the amount of mathematics you see on this table, is this guy, like, in the cusp of being on the know?
Yeah, he would give an educated guess of yes.
So, we know that he doesn't know the progenitors or NWO by name, but is there anything else he might know?
He most likely knows like a very basic gist of advanced science, but doesn't know his superiors, so to speak.
That could be true.
Yeah. That, you know, he knows like a form of, how do I put this? A form of a techno magic that cannot really break consensus to an extent, or something like that. I mean, me as a player, I do not know too much about sorcerers, so I'm kind of bullshitting this.
Because you know if he's this good of a mathematician and this good of a pilot, he's probably on the verge of being invited into probably Iteration X, but you also know the Void Engineers might be interested in him.
Based, if he has a lust for, if he has, what is it called, Wunderlust?
Yes.
You know, then yeah. Best case scenario, he goes to the Void Engineers instead, because homie's gonna get assimilated by the computer otherwise.
Yes. Perhaps we should figure out a little bit about this man and what he might know. If he's allowed to pilot this equipment that is this expensive, perhaps he knows something.
Yeah, in fact, I think he will actually say something like, "It's actually quite extraordinary, Seth, you know a lot about this stuff. Ask me, where were you educated at? I'm quite curious."
So, where was I educated? Oh, I've lived in Berlin my entire life.
Not bad. You say this is university here?
Well, yes, but I have stopped taking classes and I've gone into a program instead.
Ooh. What kind of program, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm working here, it's aviation.
Fantastic.
And to find out an nautical engineer you've become, we're quite impressed. And I believe that Herr Going will have some great things to say. We'll be hearing some great things about you. Germany is blessed to have such a talented pilot.
Yeah, what I do here, it's engineering, where a lot of what I'm trying to do is figure out where our rockets are going to take us. How quickly can I take off? For how long and how far can I travel? Trying to deduce this numerically.
Indeed. I know that you are one of many engineers here. Who would you? If you could please introduce us to perhaps the man in charge of this operation. We would like to have a word with him. I believe great things are in your future if we put the right words into our ideas.
Oh, you mean the director?
Indeed, sir.
Director Amzol is out today, but I can try telling you tell him about you, and I pass the phone number along and try to set up a meeting with him.
Das war wunderbar sein. Dankeschön.
As add to your inventory, you have Director Amzel's number.
Nice.
Ganz perfekt.
As for this, Ludwig, the name Amzel, you probably have heard this guy before.
Yeah.
But
should I roll or?
But any sort of distinct traits? No, that's escaping your mind.
Yeah. I bet he heard the name thrown around, but he's never seen the guy.
As you start looking, so you've asked me about classes. You've asked me about what I do here. You've asked for Amzel's number. Is this for a potential scholarship?
Exactly.
Certainly would be.
Oh, well, I'm still trying to decide what I want to study after aviation.
Well, rocketry certainly seems an emerging field.
'Cause after all, I do very well in my classes. I am a high-scoring student.
I haven't a doubt. The calculations were very precise and very impressive.
But are you engineers as well?
We would not be on this airstrip if we were not.
And the other two are...
Well, as we said, Herr Going is closely related to the Grand Marshal of the Luftwaffe, and of course, Herr Tim is his adjutant.
I...
I give a little bow.
Okay, well... a little peculiar that I've had this kind of meeting, but... I do thank you for your time and for your consideration.
And thank you for your great display of true allegiance to the German Empire.
Was there anything else you want to ask me before I go back to work?
I believe we will let you on your way unless, Herr Going?
Do you have any other questions?
I'm trying to think as the player. What else to ask? Oh, I know. Lydia's gonna, get more so closer, kind of say it in a bit of a lower voice to the, gentleman in the red jacket and say, have you seen my uncle around?
Let's see.
By any chance?
Your uncle. Well, no, he hasn't been around here in a while.
Understood. I know one thing for sure. I will give a personal referral of a promotion.
I thank you for that.
You're very much welcome.
Alright. So, as we start heading out of anger and as I change positions, get off my back, get onto my stomach instead.
Hell yeah.
You need a
I will
desk,
say
homie.
Liddy will dead ass actually do that. You know, give this homie a promotion, get him a raise, you know what I mean?
Put in a good word for him.
Yep.
Hell yeah, basically. You know, I will say, me as the player, I gotta take a whiz, so I'll be back.
As we're walking away from the hangar, is there anything within, like, grabbing distance of me?
You're looking to steal something?
Not steal. One of my mission prerogatives.
So anything to put your hands on. What thing in particular are you looking for?
I'm looking for something that looks like a very important component that might, sabotage enemy action wherever possible.
Alright, like a piece of a rocket?
Yes. Some precision metal part that is damn near irreplaceable.
Dexterity subterfuge, please.
Okay. Dex subterfuge, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's good. Difficulty, you said?
See, difficulty, what spheres of magic are you planning on using?
Dude, I was going to use, mostly entropy and forces to try and break something.
Alright, this is aiming at the engine itself. Difficulty 7.
Alright, so Dex and, still Dex and subterfuge?
Yes.
I'm burning a willpower?
No, Arad doesn't lose a 1.
Oh, okay. So yeah, 3 successes.
We have a sabotage.
Alright, that is mission prerogative complete for today.
So there we are. Figured out what's going on with him. As there we are.
Back.
Who's
Sorry
coming?
about that. What did I miss?
What did you miss?
Nothing of import.
Yeah, Liddy was zoning the hell out, being bedazzled by everything, so he didn't hear what Gertie or Tim were talking about at all.
Well, that's great. I wasn't talking. I was looking.
Exactly.
Anyhow.
And Liddy's just thinking to himself like, oh my god, how the hell has this man who claimed to be a Yulden not freaking kill me on the spot.
He's got the patience of a saint.
Yeah, possibly, or maybe if he is such a vicious creature, his mating frenzy of aggression of living in the caves hadn't activated yet.
It's like that scene in like New Colossus where the man with the Charlie Chaplin mustache is talking about Blazkowicz. Is like showing
Yeah.
pictures of Blazkowicz, and one of them is like him on a tricycle.
Riding on a tricycle. See, I just like the scene where he shoots Ronald Reagan.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Here I'm from
No,
Missouri.
Missouri. No, I thought it was no, my
Arizona.
Fuhrer, I'm from Arizona. And
Oh
he
yeah,
has the-
Arizona. And he just shoots him in the face.
You get what you fucking deserve.
Yep.
That was like
Get what you fucking deserve.
as far as a game, like I prefer the New Order to the New Colossus, but that scene was fucking hilarious.
Yep.
And then it censored him in the German version. He just removed his mustache and he said, "Oh, who's this
Yep.
supposed to be? We don't know."
Oh yeah, German. Oh, I watched a whole video of a rabbit hole of German video game censorship. It's
Oh,
absolutely
it's insane.
nuts. It's nuts.
Yep.
They had to full on remod the OG Wolfenstein.
Yeah,
for their
they removed
censorship.
all the swastikas. They removed all the Hitler mustaches.
Yep.
In the DVD copy of Inglourious Bastards, how like the helmet is supposed to have a swastika on it on the end of the baseball bat, they actually
Yeah.
just changed it with a bullet hole, which kind of
That's
goes hard
funny.
though. So
Yeah.
Showing. So it's going to take a minute until Himmler's at the Hitler Youth. By the way.
okay,
Oh yeah.
all of this, palling around with all of these, fucking extraordinary Germans and all this got me sick to my stomach. Can we go grab a drink or something to eat or something?
Yeah, sure. And meanwhile, while they're like walking or like waiting for the bus or whatever, Luddy remembers just all of a sudden like, oh yeah, the pamphlet their fear gave me, because in the beginning of the game, Mr. Angry Man,
Yeah.
gave him a little pamphlet. So he's gonna look at the pamphlet now.
I should take a look at it. It appears to be it's like a list of economic achievements of Germany within the past years. I'm saying that even though you fucked us with Geneva, this is how well we've been doing within the past few years.
Geneva and the Treaty of Versailles.
As you slapped us once, you slapped us twice. And
Mhm.
behold, screw you, we got Volkswagen, we got Audi, we got the Autobahn, we got all this other stuff going on.
Yup.
I'm seeing he's reading that. Darf ich? Mind if I take a look?
Luddy kind of like... Luddy's paranoid brain is telling him that Gertie's gonna be mean and rip the pamphlet, so he says, 9,
How about
I could...
read over your shoulders then?
What?
I'm a man of science.
I mean, that's
you know,
pseudoscience.
Luddy has a concerned look on his face, but he just tells himself, like, don't get frustrated if he rips it. Don't get frustrated. He just needs to be educated. That's all. This wild, vicious American just needs to be educated. So, he slowly gives the pamphlet to him, like, I hope he doesn't
Seeing
rip
his
it, please."
concern, Gershwin will slowly take it and read it over, and I'm going to photographic memory this one more time.
Alright. Well, the ret score?
3 successes. I'm going to get a photograph of this pamphlet.
Alright. As you remember, all the different ways that Germany has progressed in the past few years.
All right, photograph of the propaganda leaflet. Sehr interessant. And I'm going to hand it back to Luddy.
Huh. Luddy, like, Like, you could see that his shoulders drop a little, like, oh, thank God, I thought he was gonna do something.
Mm-hmm.
Like, something mean, because he's been mean!
Like I said,
You know.
I'm a man of science. That's the end of the day.
As you're waiting for another bus, while you're waiting at the station, you see there's only one guy there. He looks like this.
Hollow one.
I'm going to, seeing him smoking, I'm gonna flick out and light one up myself.
You see as you do it, he starts backing up a little bit before he squints his eyes and takes a look at you. Are you one of us?
What are you talking about?
See, he pulls back his white suit jacket. You see there's a star printed on his chest.
Oh, poor thing. I'm saying this as the player. That's sad.
Okay, hold up. Give me 1 sec.
I don't
I'm
think
going
Liddy's
to-
paying attention.
I'm gonna like slowly turn away and try to keep my cover as best I can. So, you know what? Fuck it. I'm rolling it.
You rolling it?
Yep. Let me see.
Is Rick rolling it?
Okay, I'm gonna take a long drag of the cigarette. I wish I could say yes, but I can't. I can't for my cover and my mission. I cannot.
Just give him a look in your eyes or
Yep.
something like that.
I'm just gonna like give him like the slightest of nods and just keep smoking my cigarette carefully.
And you know they're going to get pissed at you if you're not wearing the star.
Los aus von Amerika.
You're a tourist.
Halt mal, verdammt.
Well, you picked a pretty bad time to come to Germany.
The New York Times asked me to come here, so I'm here.
Well, why would you want to come to a place like this?
For the Olympics.
Your papers in America aren't printing about what's going on here.
They're not, and they will win it by the time I'm back. I'm doing my job. My recommendation for you, get out while you can.
He's gonna spit out the cig after he's done finishing it. After he's finished smoking it, they're not filtered, as he's already pulled another one.
I'm gonna offer my lighter for a moment.
He'll lean down, and he'll puff and get lit.
Like
If
I
I
said.
was able to leave, I would have done so already. The question is, where would I go?
Los von America.
Getting a plane to America, huh? Those things cost money, you know.
Sneaking away on a ship doesn't.
Thinking away. As he's gonna take a breath. I'm able to see what's going on here. I know what's happening.
Then why stay when they're going to kill you and everyone you love?
Kill. Well, because it's my country, you know. At the end of the day, all the same.
Ludi's gonna spit out, or Gertie's gonna spit out what's left of his cigarette. Not anymore.
So, what am I gonna do? I'm just gonna turn and let some sort of regime force me out of my home, force me to leave.
No, you're going to go someplace where you can fight for it another day. Those who run away live to fight another day.
I know what's going on here, but you know, part of me is just too stubborn or too stupid to let go.
You're right, you are stupid. Either get the fuck out or they're gonna kill you.
So, who are the other two people with you?
Friends of
Yeah,
mine,
so
don't worry
us.
about it. Just keep your voice down.
Alright. Look, you're also pretty ballsy coming up and just talking to me.
You talk to me. I'm merely humoring you.
Alright. Saul Blinsky is my name. There's his contact card.
Better call Saul.
Friend
Did you
of
say
ours,
Saul Alinsky?
Saul
Yeah, Saul
Bolinsky.
Blinsky.
Balinsky. Okay. Saul Alinsky wrote a book called Rules for Radicals.
Let me write that down. Herr Bolinsky, do you have a family?
Yeah, it's just me and my mom.
Take her, take yourself, get out of here, go to somewhere where you can fight.
Somewhere I can fight, huh?
Either that or you die, up to you.
Well, probably too late to change anything here.
Change will come.
So,
It comes in time.
Thinking. I was thinking about just going across the border.
It's too close.
They're not gonna follow us into France. This ain't gonna happen.
He's going to give him just a look of like, you sure, homie?
They've already gotten their ass beat once by America. It'll happen all over again. And they weren't gonna win against Britain anyway.
Well, I wish I had your optimism.
So, I think I'll just head on over to France.
Might buy you some time.
Right, the issue is trying to figure out how to transport both of us and seeing what we can and can't take.
Same with the Germans did.
Yeah,
Sneak through Belgium.
I just never packed a bag.
Might not have time for that.
Shit, you're probably right. There was somebody going around with his god kid, by the way, just finding properties that were owned by us and calling, got those people evicted, and now they're flipping our homes and selling them to German people.
Well,
Is
what was his name?
Soros was his name.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Soros?
that's me taking a
I
shot.
I know exactly. We're not gonna say the name for the tube, but
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're throwing to me, and I'm
Yeah.
catching it.
Yeah. And he's laughing and smiling while he's reminiscing the story too.
I know.
Which
Yeah.
streets does he walk?
He's a little kid, but the Godfather, you recognize him, just an old fart and a kid duo going around
Like Charlie Chaplin and the kid.
like that. Yeah.
Well, I'd love to see that movie sometime.
Mhm.
It's a good movie. He's gonna give him like a subtle nod and like a gentle nod of his head, like, "Don't you worry, buddy. I got something in mind."
As when you give him that nod, the bus will appear.
Safe travels, Herr Belinsky.
As he'll give you a nod, he takes a bus pass. He gets to the very back of the bus and sits down.
I will sit with my friends and just sort of, pay him no mind as if that conversation never happened.
Yeah.
But the name's gonna linger in my mind, and he's gonna start thinking to himself, "Und der Haifisch, der hat Zähne."
I think Luddy would actually hum actually a wholesome song this time. Hunschenklein.
I'm also realizing the Gatorade I'm drinking is expired.
Uh-oh. Spit it out.
Just
That
put,
it tastes no different from normal Gatorade. It's a month out of date, but it tastes the same.
Food
a
poisoning.
month. If it's
Food
still
poisoning.
sealed, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, basically, the reason to phone this in as the player, the reason why Luddy's humming Hunschenklein is that it's a bittersweet song about a young man who leaves home, comes back to home years later, barely recognizable as the little boy he once was, but his mother recognizes him. and the beginning and end of Cross of Iron plays that song, and it's super weird and creepy.
Any songs coming to your mind too, Tim? At all?
I'm trying to think of what would be. It's hard for me to try to think of something that would be.
Ave
well,
Maria.
Yeah, maybe
Or
not.
that good old hymn made by Johann Sebastian.
I feel like it might be Mozart, but I feel like that's so dramatic. He'd sing something lighter. How about Ode to Joy?
There you go.
That works.
That works for Tim. Yes.
The Beethoven.
Yeah.
Beethoven.
That's what I thought his name was as a kid.
Reminds
That's
me of
funny
that.
as
I
fuck.
think it was like the second to last episode of Band of Brothers, where they're marching through. Was it Aachen or Dresden, where the Germans are
Dresden.
just like cleaning up all the rubble, and the band comes out and starts to play. Easy Company is sitting up on the balcony and goes, "One thing about the Krauts, they clean up nicely. All you got to do is put on a little Mozart. It's Beethoven.
Yes.
What? It's Beethoven."
That's
Yes.
funny.
Ended up watching that series with B.
It's probably one of the best television shows that was ever made.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
MASH was pretty good too.
Well,
As-
yeah. The show lasted longer than the war.
As you're thinking.
Yep.
By the way, where are we off to? Now we're on the bus.
It's the afternoon. I thought we were going to go get some lunch.
And then go get something to eat, right?
Is there a diner near the Reichstag?
Let's see. Well, have I showed you? Have I shown you this map before?
No.
All right.
No.
Da ist eine Kaffee. Aber nicht dieser eine Messer ist. Ein Metzger ist.
Yeah, going in for something heavy. You feel like a rotten bag of flesh. Like Ludwig could use some of this.
Lol.
Yes.
Lamau even.
Kind of think that Goering, we really haven't felt hungry for a while.
Yeah, he knows it's from the stasis.
Yes.
Well, he was kind of thinking about it for a few minutes before, like, can I even eat or drink?
Or is it just gonna like sit inside of you and begin to rot and fester?
Yeah, he's kind of thinking that, like, he's kind of thinking to himself, like, well, I do want to experiment onto that, but it better be a light meal if that's the case. Very, very light. If that's the case. And maybe, just maybe, I could hack it out through my front orifice, aka my mouth.
That sounds disgusting.
No, he's saying this in his head, but Gertie's using mind,
Oh.
and then he says that out loud.
I actually-
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I do have mind.
Yeah, that'll be funny. That would be funny.
You
And then,
don't get the exact words, but you get the sense that
Goering is thinking of something nasty.
I'm going to scoot closer to one end. I'm just going to lean over away from him.
yeah, Lydia is just gonna respect that, you know, and like,
As he says that to be disgusting, Tim just like looks down at himself to see if, to see if
No.
it's him.
yeah, no.
Is my flying zipped?
Oh, dude, I always check that every single time I come out of the bathroom at work. I always check
I
that.
want to make sure my penis ain't hanging out.
Yeah, exactly.
I usually check to make sure that it is hanging out.
I show speed. Oh, Chico, I want to make love to you, and then it flings out.
Oh my god.
See, I'll show my. They fucking pulled a DSP on camera.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
that he
I feel
still
bad
has a
for him.
platform on Twitch, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can tell by the look on his face he did not plan that out.
See, that
Like,
was
I
fucked up.
I actually feel bad for the guy.
What,
Jokes aside.
for speed? Oh, for speed?
Yeah, when when his meat went out, you know. Because
I
he
do
didn't mean
remember
to
the
do
time
that.
where he like almost burned his parents' house down when he lit a bunch of fireworks in his bedroom.
Stupid bastard.
His parents
oh,
I think his parents almost. I think they did evict him.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny.
One time he just like barked at some guy's pit bull off a leash in the middle of the street, and the pit bull chased him.
Oh, that's so funny. He's a funny dude. Say what you want about him. I think
yeah,
he's funny.
he's nuts, but he is actually kind of entertaining.
So we
Yeah.
got some good old elevator music in the background for this.
Yeah, I think Liddy's gonna tap on Tim's shoulder like, "Hey, Tim."
Damn. Damn.
Hello.
Hi. So I'm actually very curious. Are you on any special diet by any chance?
As a matter of fact, I am.
Yeah. What is it called?
Shit.
I don't think it's called anything.
All right.
I tend to eat primarily wheat germ and peanut butter and honey,
Ooh.
lots of water. Yeah, that's about it.
Huh.
Is-
That's actually quite interesting.
Is-
So no alcohol, I assume.
No, I never touch the stuff.
So that's actually good. You wouldn't want to be as fat as me.
As you're thinking, it's not really a whole grain diet. You would think he would have probably mentioned bread as the first thing if that was the case.
Well, he did mention wheat germ, which is, I'm pulling this out of my ass as the player, but I'm assuming it's like a carbohydrate.
It is.
So
is.
that counts as the bread. So for Liddy, I think he would interpret this as like, sort of like a strict. Does Liddy notice that he's like supposed to be religious because he talked about God a lot?
I mean, we were talking about how I was
Looking for
a member of a church and looking
Yes.
for my priest.
Yeah.
It's very safe to say he's a social chorister.
Yeah, basically, Liddy would be like, oh, so it's like a religious diet, a cleanser, so to speak.
Something like that. It's my way to feel a little bit closer to God, I guess you could say.
Huh,
It's
that's actually
good.
quite interesting.
it's good to be pure.
Yeah, exactly. And then Liddy thinks to himself like, I'm so impure. Like he's thinking like I'm a terrible human being. I'm a terrible person deep down inside.
See, check this out. Kaminsky, it's a butcher shop.
well, that works. Maybe I can get me a roast beef sandwich or something, man. Maybe some sausages, some Zarbraten, something.
Liddy wants vice first. Liddy wants vice versa. He wants to feel back at home.
As so you walk over inside, as you hear someone at the counter saying, Ulrich, we got a customer for you. As you hear the shopping stops, as you step in, look around, red as far as I can see, just meat hanging on the walls. Even the boards of the floor and the wall and the ceiling have almost looks like a reddish tint to them, even though they're brown. Kind of, what is this? As you hear a man step out from behind the curtain, as damn, talking about beefy, right?
Yep.
He's the butcher from Full Metal Jacket. Or not Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Alchemist.
Nice.
But I combined him with Mason.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
What? Oh, yeah, from fucking...
The 2003 series.
Yes.
Or be like the butcher from Diablo. Fresh meat.
As he's gonna step out. What can we do for you?
Do you got any vice versa by any chance?
Vice verst.
Yeah.
You step into a butcher shop asking for vice verst.
Yeah. I mean, I know this is not Bavaria, but I was just curious.
Of course we have it.
Oh, wunderbar. I have to
As-
make sure.
See, as for everything else they have too, so you take a look at the walls. As behold, clicking on the vice verse took over the entire Google search.
Damn.
I close out that tab. See,
Awesome.
along with that, brat, blut, liverwurst, rostbrat. Along with in terms of their cold cuts, you got salami, Braunschweiger, Serverlat, Fleischwurst, Glebwurst,
yeah.
Bierwurst, Jagdwurst.
I'll be right back. I gotta take my cat out.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
See, in
I don't
terms
know if we're
of-
gonna get a meal on the road or if we're gonna have to just buy some meat, take it back to the place, cook, and then continue on. But by that time, it might be too late to talk to.
Well, do they have a roast? As looking over, see, there is what appears to be Kasseler they can get.
Yep.
Which is the neck of a pig that has been smoked already. Along with that, Kaminsky can always just go with prosciutto.
Was kostet
That'd be-
die prosciutto?
Is he's going like, all right, that will be, and then he'll give you the amount of how much it is in marks.
All right. And after hearing what Tim's diet is, he's going to think, Ist da am diesen Straße eine Bäckerei? Is there a bakery on this street?
As he's going look, there is.
Am links oder rechts? To the left or the
As-
right, sorry.
Left.
Wunderbar. He's going to pay for, because I have, I think, how many marks do I have left? I have quite a bit. Except I wrote it
decent-
down somewhere,
Yep.
and I
You have
don't
decent
remember
amount
where
of
I put it.
resources.
Jesus. Oh yeah, I have 86
I remember
marks.
everyone
So,
Yeah.
how much for everything then?
Your resources background will cover it.
Yep. Okay. Cool. I'll pay for the Weisswurst and the prosciutto for me to eat for lunch. And then we will find a bakery so we can get Tim something to eat.
He looks over at Tim. Where have I seen you before?
Oh,
Just
me? I don't know. Where have you seen me before?
As Tim, you're beginning to think. Wasn't the theory that you had with Vite being that your histories have been changed?
Yes.
So, does this guy perhaps remember the church as well? Think about that.
Oh, interesting.
Let's see. You. I'll remember what it was. You were speaking at some sort of event. It's. I'm having this deja vu feeling while looking at you. You have a face and a hairstyle that's pretty memorable. But I just don't know where. Alright. Sean, you didn't mute yourself, did you?
No, here. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm gonna lean over to Tim and go. I'll ask him if he's been to church recently.
It's a good idea. You don't happen to go to church, do you? Sorry, I didn't think so right away. It's just seems these days so few are in attendance.
Oh. Yeah, I do. It's a Lutheran church.
Oh,
But you asked me that, or what are you, a missionary, evangelist?
sort of an sort of a student of the church, I guess you could say. My mentor is a priest.
Or are you trained to be a monk?
Something like that.
It's just oh man, it's gonna be bothering me the whole day. I just don't know where. So, do you hang around the neighborhood very close to Rexdog?
Do I? Am I in that area?
The church itself is, but you live in North Berlin.
So it is a bit of a commute to get to your church. Changing positions again. Okay. All right.
Keep saying, bro, get a desk.
Johnny's like origami. He keeps on folding.
Yep. As
Origami.
Tam, it feels like he's on the tip of his tongue of stuff figuring out where you are. See. Perhaps, I don't know, introduce yourself. And who you might be, where you're from.
Well, I've lived here all my life. I kind of lived a quiet life. I couldn't imagine where you might remember me from. Is there anything that might be ringing a bell to you? Anything that you might associate with you?
No, just you speaking about something close to where the Rexdog building is, and that's it. Just drawing a blank after that.
Can I use Mind and Life to try and, like, make the neutrons fire in his head a little bit faster?
Alright, see if you can do that. Roll over at 6.
Come on. It's right on the... It's right on the tip of your tongue.
As
One success.
you make that roll. As that being a very slow spell, he's thinking, you were talking about something. It was involving one of the 4 Gospels. It was a church event, and but there's what it was. Just there isn't a church on that street, though. I don't know why I'm thinking this. Is there ever a church there? Is it? I don't know. Oh no, I don't think so. Let's see, what you gotta say about that, Tim? Think about that one.
Do you recall the church that you're thinking of at all?
Let's see. Well, it should have a name, but it's fuzzy. I don't remember it. But it must have been a while ago. But you'd be older if that was the case. This is all just very strange. Well, I think you have a bakery to find. I've spent enough time just staring at you, trying to figure out an answer.
Yeah, I'll come back to you in due time, Sometimes it'll just spontaneously come out in the dead of night, and you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember that.
That probably will end up
Those
happening.
deja vu. Yeah, basically. I wouldn't worry about it if I were you. Oh yeah, speaking of very, if you don't mind me, I'd like 2 vice versa, please. Please and thank you.
I'll pay for it.
Alright, as he's gonna pass those to you. Ludwig, I believe it'll be okay if you just ate raw meat.
We gotta take that back to Kurt's place to cook it.
Ah, man.
And with the prosciutto obtained, I have no bakery prepared for you, so behold, honey achieved.
Yep. Honey and wheat germ achieved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine
assume
it was
we need
Black
to head
Forest
back.
honey.
Yep.
Yes.
I assume we need to head back so we can actually cook the vice first.
Well, that, or Ludwig can just eat this thing raw.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I think Ludwig would F around and find out back at Kurt's place, so, he could throw up in the toilet or whatever will happen.
Alright. See, it's taking you back on over. So you don't mind if I do, pull you back over into the basement. And here we are again.
I will pull
Oh yes,
out...
that's right. And then after that, when we're done eating, we need to visit Heinrich.
Yeah, we need to figure out... Actually, that's a great idea. And I'm going to be eating my prosciutto, smoking a cigarette, and basically making drawings, like perfect photographic drawings of all the stuff I've seen today.
Let's see.
And Liddy's gonna, gonna cook the vice versa, see if there's any mustard, boil an egg, put it in the, what's that little cup? The tiny little cup where you put an egg on top. You're supposed to smack it with a spoon or something.
Oh, like a hard-boiled egg?
Yeah.
Yes, a hard-boiled egg. And see if there's any, Kyle, please forgive me with my pronunciation, the Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen?
Yeah, Hefeweizen, see if there's any of that,
In his fridge?
Yeah.
Right, all right.
Probably. I will actually BRB. Excuse me.
You're alright.
As you're thinking, Tim, that person knew you for somewhere, but we didn't say church. As Tim, it seems that there's at least somebody out there that remembers you, or are there others?
It's confusing because it's as if they created another timeline, and I don't know which timeline they're remembering me from. But if he's remembering the church, that means that somehow he's less affected than everyone else.
Someone's a little bit less. But what's special about him? Think about that.
Sure.
Let's see. Perhaps this is a man that had some level of true faith?
That would be cool.
That's probably the case, yeah.
So, for those who honestly did believe in, say, God the Father, they seem. Is that the theory that they might be resistant to it? Because if that's the case, this might be them working on the Fundy after all. This would be brilliant theory at the very least.
Yeah.
As you see that Kurt is still busy making these prints, as you see, he's on doing. He doesn't have a sheet metal, so to speak, and he has no punch and matter, so he's just got a few screws where he's making a slot for the stuff to slide into. And
Hey,
into his arm.
Do you need any help?
Is this looking at you saying, "Oh no, I've already worked with this. Yes, it is bitten through the metal. But just still appreciate it all the same."
Yeah? I mean, as you say so, boss.
Let's see, she walk on back over. Let's see, Granny, I believe you're back into the camera.
Yes, I am.
Based.
Yeah.
I heard the door.
Because what you're thinking about is that Tim has at least one person who remembers him. The theory is that maybe the guy remembers him because he's got true faith or something.
Well, he does say he goes to church, so who knows?
Just trying to piece this
Possible.
together.
This conversation's out of my league. I know that much.
Well, first things first, we gotta know if anybody. Well, actually, that guy seemed to be
Actually.
convinced that you're Hermann Goering, and it seemed to work. So maybe I'm thinking if we do go out and find that Hitler Youth camp, what if you could play that little game again with Himmler? You think he'd
Oh yeah,
buy it?
totally. Liddy's trying to sound hesitant, like pretending to sound hesitant, like, yeah, totally,
Very casual, like.
Yeah, you're all very casual, like, he doesn't wanna.
I don't know. You
be
got
too
yourself some
confident.
skill on you, kid. I gotta be honest. I was kind of impressed back there. I would have thought we screwed the pooch on that one, talking to fucking Pilot Matthias over there.
Oh yeah, totally, especially with the, the technocrat stuff. Oh my god.
You told me it was
Man.
Iteration X over there. I knew I had to go in hard or go in nothing at all.
Yeah, and then I tried to act with it too, but then I laughed it off, I mean, like, if you really think of it, did you know that most science fiction, approximately 95% of it, is basically the subconscious technocratic propaganda to put for the sleepers?
I'm just gonna sit there and let him and just raise an eyebrow at Luddy.
Like, really, really, think of it. So, there is technology and technology, alright? One was spelled with like a C, one with a K. One with a K is more the fictitious, hypothetical technology that's not put into the masses, henceforth you got this thing called techno-magic. But then after that you have technology with the Romance C, you know, and that's the stuff that's put into consensus. As long as if it's like something that is subconscious in the mind, even if it's fictitious, you know, then there's a possibility that paradox can inflict it less. Or at least that's how I was told. I don't know how true that is, and I do not want to test it out. Speaking of testing out, my food is done, and let's see if I can eat food in this state of stasis.
Bathroom's over there.
Yeah, basically.
Does this mean technocrats for fucking Flash Gordon? That'd be a fucking travesty, wouldn't it?
Let's see. As one's eating prosciutto, the other one has got wheat germ. Ludwig, this just goes right into your mouth and sinks right into your stomach.
Well, I can still
Is-
eat, so that's a good sign.
Hey, he's
Yes.
wondering if he's gonna feel like he's gonna have to throw up. He's just waiting for the moment.
For it
Just
to go
like-
rancid in you.
Yeah.
I'm
Like
gonna
thinking, like-
check my watch. What time is it?
See what time it is. It is currently 1.
You feel anything?
9? Hopefully it doesn't rot in my stomach, you know.
I feel like that'd be unpleasant. So, what's about all this Hitler Youth? What's going on with them, huh?
Well, you know, Heinrich always visits there, you know what I mean? And, we have to take, Kurt over there, or, take me over there, you know what I mean?
I know I gotta
No,
take
so,
money over there. I'm wondering, what do they do?
Oh, you know, they just teach, you know, the boys and girls, you know, about the glory of National Socialism, you know, and, you know, they teach them, like, all the fun stuff, you know, how to be the master race, you know, it's a lot of fun, you know, it's like the, what is it, American Boy Scouts, or something like that?
I don't know. We don't teach about the glory of capitalism at the Boy Scouts.
Wait, I would say. It's just a system of money.
Gershwin's gonna just, like, raise an eyebrow, like, really?
Liddy doesn't get it. Liddy doesn't get it. Or do you really think this dumbass would get it?
I don't know. Ludwig's just kind of grinning to himself between drags of a cigarette because he just finds this very, very entertaining.
Yeah, basically, and Liddy, you know, is very slowly sipping. How do you pronounce it again, Kyle?
Hefeweizen. Remember that a W in
Hefeweizen.
Germany is pronounced like a V.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the E before the I in the Weizen makes the long I sound. So
Yep.
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen. Well, the problem was I was pronouncing the H-E-F-E like Hefe, like boss in Spanish.
Yeah, it doesn't have an accent. There isn't really an accent to the E in Germany. You have the umlauts, which is, you know, out loud in German, is how
Yep.
how an umlaut vowel is
Right.
supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
are,
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. There's your lesson for German this evening.
Exactly, dude. This show's low-key educational, like dead ass. Like dead ass. It's
Like-
low-key educational.
You get to
Like
hear
being
me
dumber while
try
watch
to
this.
remember as much German as I can.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, so, you know, basically bro's yapping all the propaganda that he was indoctrinated with.
Which, sounds great, Kaminsky.
I'm just sitting there
Amazing.
just grinning to myself, just like, okay, keep talking.
And then after that, he's gonna yap about what Jews look like, what he was taught what Jews look like. So, you know, they're like these very weird, like, creatures. They kind of look like monkeys, but not, you know. They're sort of like a primate, almost like a chimp, but mixed with a goat, basically. They have like horns that grow out their heads, you know. They have a bit of like fur on their heads that resemble hair, supposedly. They live in caves when they really love shiny things. I heard that they like silver and gold the best. In fact, they do a mating ritual where they takes the silver and gold and they like to shove it in like the carnivorous teeth and show it to the females so they can mate and breed and all that nasty stuff, you know. Supposedly they lay eggs also.
Hang on 1 second.
You know the egg laying thing was a reference to Felix Cipher.
Did you know that the earliest forms of golden teeth were found in the Etruscan people of Italy in 630 BC?
Nine, I didn't know that. What were they, Yulden?
They were Etruscans. They were Northern Italian. Aryans.
Oh no, I think some of the gene pool got mixed up. That's not good.
Gertie's just gonna chuckle and toss a cigarette into the sink.
Wait, what's so funny? Like, I don't get it.
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Alright. I mean, you claim to be a Yulden, you know, but like, you don't look like one at all. Like, unless if I was wrong, you know, and I didn't like, maybe you got little horns on your head, you know, and they hadn't sprouted out yet, like a prepubescent male deer, you know.
You're right. I don't look like a Juden. Mein Name Kohle ist.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, with it being 1 in the afternoon, shall we head off to the campground?
I
Oh,
think we ought to
yeah.
find Herr Himmler. I have a couple of things to ask him for the New York Times.
Exactly.
And I'm actually gonna take a minute to write down a few questions on our commute over there.
And I know for a fact Liddy's gonna try and like get his best clothes on for this. You know. He's gonna try and look formal. Which I do not know what he would wear to look formal.
As you're thinking about this, do you even have a pair of clothes with you? I can use the swap out for this.
That's a good question. I don't think he does. I mean, okay, as the player, where the hell does Ludwig live at?
Too. Alright, looking around here. Not too far away, methinks.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm assuming he lives with his dirty uncle.
Yeah, not too far away.
Probably not.
See, got air blown into the mic.
Oh, sorry.
So,
My bad, I didn't know. I'm the mic blower.
so
Call me, I'm always blowing bubbles, and it's called blowing into the mic. Take a shot every time I blow into the mic, viewers. Actually, don't. You'll die.
as piece together. No, we don't have any other clothes. We just gotta go with what we got on our backs.
Yeah, basically, you know. It's like, F it, we ball. You know what I mean?
Right. So, and it's gonna be in the woods north of Berlin.
Yup.
So, now North Berlin, be on the lookout, right, for a possible sun.
Oh, no.
As taking you out, transitioning you across the screen. Alright. As taking you away. Feel like we've had enough time to talk through another transitional screen. See, moving you guys over here. And here we are. Nice little campground, right?
Yeah, he's just gonna, you know, breathe in some air. Something tells me I shouldn't actually do the action because it would blow in my mic. You know, he takes a deep breath and he's just all, almost like home. But without
Almost.
the tall mountains. Man, I want to see the Waltzmann Mountains again. Those are beautiful. The ski resorts? Hey, Goody, have you gone skiing?
I did a little bit of skiing in upstate New York back when I was in college.
Hey, Yeah, it's like that. Back at my homeland, but like it's really big. You know, bigger than me.
The Swiss are pretty good skiers.
Yeah, exactly. Swiss are pretty cool, but you know, they don't want nothing to do with us. They don't want nothing to do with anyone.
I can't say I blame them.
Let's see. Just look around.
Yeah.
See, in the middle of we're not June, we're in August. Alright, as you look around, you got plenty of what's the age range here? 14 to 18?
Something like
Yep.
that, I think.
As they're over here. You see, it looks like times everything's being a wind down. We got dressed into the uniform if we want to eat food. So you see everybody's gathering around, getting ready for that. Gonna go right back to my cabin, only to go right back out again.
Is
Yeah,
anybody else? Are those just like regular default tokens?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. I was really confused. I thought our things glitched out.
Das Kinder!
Let's see. Putting you out. And let's see, Kaminsky and Tim and Ludwig, if you were Goering, where would you be?
Well, we're looking for Himmler.
Well, Goering's right behind you then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking for him. I see.
Luddy's like actually like frozen like a freaking deer in the headlights of a car. Like, oh my god, if my uncle was right behind me, I'm done for. I'm cooked.
Let's see, as you're walking around, trying to figure out where exactly we're heading off to, as eventually the man will appear. Aha.
I think Luddy would say like, "Greetings, Mr. Hitler." You know, does the Roman salute. You know, all that good stuff.
He'll give you like a half-hearted, like elbow bent raise of the hand.
Yeah, he doesn't give
Yep.
like the full straight arm one. He just does it where it like puts his hand back.
Oh, like what their fear does sometimes.
Yep, basically.
Comment on splash screen.
No, we are not.
As you walk over to this guy, he's on the cover. Oh, who are? Oh, there you are, Ludwig.
Indeed.
Okay. What? Usually, whenever somebody approaches me, your nephew or anyone else, your uncle or anyone else, they tend to ask me for something important.
Of course. You know, it's a formal thing.
See, a formal thing. Okay. We'll try not to be too formal. Let's get down to what you want.
All right. Actually, as the
How
player,
far away are we from Ludwig?
From Himmler or Ludwig?
From Ludwig, because Himmler noticed him right away.
He is in arm's reach.
And how far are we from Ludwig?
Let's see. Arm's reach.
So we heard that.
loud and clear.
Kaminsky will remember that.
As Tim, it certainly helps having a former technocrat on our side, right? Got perks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tim he's kind of sheltered, so I don't think he would understand fully the grasp of what the
danger, what's
technocrats
going
even
on
really
right now.
yeah. He really has no idea. He's
Tim is
probably like
unaware-
fiddling with
yeah.
his fingers right now, like not exactly understanding what's going on.
Tim is unaware of the danger. Liddy's a freaking brainwashed kid, so we have two oblivious people in the party and two very self-aware people in the party.
Yes.
Perfect.
I am well aware I'm going to be manipulated throughout this entire thing.
Me too. Me fucking too. Real. Okay, sorry to sound like a dumbass as the player. So what are we here for again for Mr. Ferret Face?
See if he remembers the conversation I had with Vite.
Alright. What was Vite's name?
Oh yeah,
I
Kite
come-
Vite.
I've come here to ask a bit of a random question, so to speak.
A random question, you say?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
Do you know a man by the name of Kurt Veit?
Now that you mention it, the name is familiar to me.
Yeah. I believe he worked for your society.
Ludwig, have you been looking around files?
Oh, 9. Not at all. I've just met the man. Met the man, you know, and we talked. I didn't know if this would be considered confidential in any shape or form. I apologize.
Well, you managed to meet the man.
Yes.
Okay. And that is all? Just passing that message along?
Yeah, exactly. He seems like a really nice guy, you know. I wouldn't mind being acquaintances with him if that's not inappropriate. And someone's knocking on my door. Hold on.
Threaten me.
He doesn't pay us or Tim any mind.
Sorry, it's my little brother Ben. He's telling me it's important, but 99.9% of the time it's him saying dumbass stuff that can wait for later. Anyway, yes, so literally that's Liddy's humble question. It's a little too good to be true. And I know for a fact. What the hell does that mean?
This little question.
Yeah, basically. You know, ferret face is gonna be suspicious.
Of course, it's true. Alright, let's go into this. So, if he remembers Veit, what else does he possibly know about magic?
Well, the
question,
problem is,
We are down one Vite to actually ask him.
See, as you try to remember the best you can about how Veit casts spells using sigils, was this man trying the same?
Do I remember any of Vite's sigils? Can I remember?
You would.
Oh, I do?
Yeah. Yes.
Can I take out my little notepad and try to, like, sketch it out real quick?
As you write down, yes, indeed, you do write down the hermetic symbols.
I will tear off the page with the hermetic symbols and tap Ludwig on the shoulder and hand it to him. Ask him if he remembers any of these.
yeah. Hey, do you remember any of these by any chance? You know, he just casually, like, holds on to it, you know, his thumb at the back of the piece of paper, you know, just casually just whips it out like a credit card.
He's gonna look at this, he's gonna think for a minute. Now, where would you... Wouldn't you have enough time to go down here and get these?
Yeah? You know, he's told me, this, Mr. Veit, you know, he told me a few things, you know. I like the fella.
Mm-hmm. And...
In fact, I wouldn't mind actually trying to join your society, if that's alright with you. Sorry if I'm putting the cart before the horse.
I believe you are, Ludwig, but I do appreciate the eagerness.
Yeah?
Yeah. As for this symbol, yes, I do remember reading a tome about this.
Yeah.
So, I believe you've asked me all there is, and we're done here.
Yeah. Hold on, let me think as a player for a hot second. Another thing.
Yes.
And then I'll get out of your hat. Okay, as the player, I find that funny. Anyway, because you barely had any. Anyway,
Right.
do you know where my uncle is at? Have you seen him around by any chance?
Your uncle.
Yeah.
He lives just north of the Reichstag.
Ah. Yeah, what was it? Karenhelm or something like that?
That's correct.
Yeah. But, hey. Thank you very much, Mr. Himmler.
Well,
I hope.
while I have your attention, I do for a little something.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nope.
he's like smiling, all confident. Like yeah.
Now, the three of you look behind me. You see the Hitler Youth, the pride of the nation, hard at work.
Yeah, das Kinder.
Well, one of my boys reported that there was some sort of strange animal in the woods.
Oh. What kind by any chance?
They're getting all these different words mixed up. Some are calling it a flesh gate, the shape-shifting creature. Some are saying it's just a big damn animal. Some say it's a cryptid.
Ooh, that's interesting. You want me to investigate it?
Yes, if you can make yourself useful and do that.
Oh yeah, totally. That sounds interesting.
We are
And-
gonna die.
See,
Yeah,
you're-
I know.
And where are your other two friends from?
Oh, this is Gertai Kohler. He's from.
Gotthard Kohler, New York Times correspondent. Honestly, a pleasure to meet you, Herr Himmler. Understands you have a bit of a job for Herr Going and Herr Tim, his adjutant. I do have a couple of questions for you on behalf of the New York Times, if you don't mind.
See, on behalf of the New York Times, go ahead.
So, firstly, what do you attribute the great rise of Deutschland after the economic depression following the Weimar Republic?
What do I say it is? Well, it's the people themselves. Oh, after all, we're trying to be masters of our own destiny.
He's very eagerly taking down notes, really selling his role as a reporter.
You're familiar with the concept of the Übermensch, aren't you?
Yeah, Friedrich Nietzsche.
We've read his work as well, and we want that to be every citizen.
So you'd like to make all of Germany, das Übermensch, is described in his books.
Masters of our own destiny, yes.
Indeed. I recall the Fuhrer said something to similar in his speeches prior to the Olympics, correct?
That is correct. That's what we're trying to make.
And I assume that also has something to do with some incredible leaps in technology, the rise of the affordable automobile and the Volkswagen, the increase in production in Germany despite the loss of the material of the Ruhr Valley to the French.
All true. Yeah, if enough people working for a common goal, you can accomplish anything.
Indeed. And bit more closer to home, what would you say is the ultimate goal of the Hitler, since we are here in the camp?
To be next generation of German leaders, of course.
So net. And what is your personal opinion on the other governments of Europe, of von Seuche, of Poland, of the from I don't remember how to say United Kingdom in German.
Well, if they know what's best for their country's national interest, they'll side with us.
Ich sehe. And your opinion as well of the Soviets and the Americans.
Oh, Soviets, well, there's no saving them. As for the
Currently
Americans, they still seem to be under the impression that democracy is a good idea.
Interessant. Aber forgive me if I'm incorrect, but Herr von Ribbentrop and Herr Molotov have come to an accord on a defensive pact between the USSR and the German Reich, correct?
That is true.
But yet you say there is no saving them. Why is that?
There is, but we're going to have to get rid of a few people in Russia, if it's going to be saved at all.
Interessant. Danke für Ihren Zeit. Sie sind will an der ersten Seite dem New York Times sein. Danke für Ihren Zeit, Herr Himmler.
Did your friend with the long hair have any questions?
As I said, he is Herr Göring's adjutant, so it is up to Herr Göring.
Oh, you could go on and say something to Mr. Himmler, Tim. You know, he's very nice and kind. Go on, don't be shy. Me as the player, I'm thinking like this is absolutely disgusting.
Oh my god.
Like I want to gag as the player. I'm like, yeah.
This is the epitome of like me reading Mein Kampf but shaking my head so people know I don't fuck with it.
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Dude, I feel like I want to gag as the player.
Oh
but-
man, I'm
Dude,
really
I swear
glad
to
I
God.
drank before this.
Dude, literally, I'm doing like some Carl Jung freaking shadow
Oh
work with
my
this damn
God.
character. What the hell?
All my Jewish
Oh.
ancestors are friggin' are kvetching about me.
No. Your Jewish ancestors up in heaven are like in a council, sort of like in Mulan, where all of our ancestors are yapping to each other, kind of like talking like, "Hey, I don't know if this is like satire or like if he's serious."
Oh
just
no,
let him
I'm
cook, let him
gonna
cook."
later on in this game, some heads are gonna
Exactly.
roll.
Yeah, just let him cook. He's gonna start killing Nazis for us. Hell yeah!
I'm gonna be the
You
Department
know.
of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Yeah, you know, they're gonna be cheering like a football team for you up in heaven, like dead serious, Kyle. They're gonna be
Thank
like,
you, Vic.
Wow!
I appreciate it.
You know, like dead ass. You know, they're gonna be all freaking cheering. Yeah!
Oh man, sorry, we
And if I'm
interrupted
Puerto
Sean
Rican-
very rudely.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Oh, Tim would just like put his hand up and just kind of wave tentatively and say, "Oh, hello. No questions right now. Thank you. Pleasure meeting you."
Yes. Good to always see a fan.
Yeah,
Yes.
he doesn't talk too much, but he's a very good what was the word that Tim's
Adjutant.
supposed to be? Adjutant? What's that? Sorry.
So, from what I understand of German society at this time, is that ranking officers in the German army, as well as high-ranking scholars, are basically given like an intern that follows them around and helps them with their administrative work.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
so
he's
I'm trying to pass off Tim as your adjutant, since you have a very prestigious
Exactly.
name.
Exactly.
I'm basically his bitch. Is what that works out to be.
Kinda.
Yeah, but
Depending on
basically,
how.
I'm like,
Yes.
his plutonic bitch.
what do they call them in? I'm a production assistant in
Yes.
in film.
Basically.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play just a little more before we call for
Yeah,
tonight.
no, for Liddy to pretend that he's like really dominant in this situation, he's kind of just rubbing Tim's shoulders as he talks to frickin' Himmler.
But where you want to take up his offer about the animal, though?
Oh,
That's-
what?
that-
Sorry,
yeah.
I zoned out.
See, he told you that some sort of bit large creature has been roaming around the woods for the campground.
No, I think Liddy would take that offer like tonight or the next night.
All right. See, Gershwin, what about you?
Well, I'm a reporter, not a hunter, but might make an interesting story.
All right. See, and Tim, you on the same page?
Yeah.
See,
I
Kyle, I
say
think I'm
with
out-
my 2 pips in firearms and 4 pips in dexterity.
Kyle, I think I might have to call. I think I might have to call it here.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
okay.
I'm hallucinating out of the corner of my eyes.
Oh damn! How late you been up?
What? Nah, just tired out of nowhere.
No, it's
Oh,
okay.
no.
I've had that happen where it's like I'm at work and I start seeing like, spots and do you ever see like just colored lights? Actually no, not colored
No.
lights, just like spots, just like yellow spots.
No, for me, it's hands come out of my peripheral vision to grab me around the side of the head.
Oh damn.
Oh my god.
So
that's
I
like
think we're
sleep-induced
calling it here.
psychosis.
Johnny's about to go to fucking bed.
But Johnny's turning into a Malkavian on us.
I'm sorry, everybody at home. I'm trying to run a show. I can't.
He's
No,
tweaking.
I-
He's tweaking.
I fully understand because I feel that way a lot trying to run games.
I have 100% been there. It's all good, dude.
But
Yeah.
this was fun. I had a good time.
Everybody
yeah.
still enjoyed themselves all the same.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely.
I miss
You get
Kurt, but
1
either
XP.
way.
You get
One
1.
XP.
That means I have
Juan.
That means I have 10 XP. All I really
only
need
have
to do
5
is get
since
like a
I-
fuckload of pips and subterfuge, and I think I'm good.
Yeah, like for me, I already spent some of my XP on abilities. I gained 1 dot in leadership and another dot in, I think it was brawl, if I remember correctly.
To
Yep.
put it into perspective, I've been like seeing stuff out of my eyes, rocking back and forth, trying to keep myself up. The bed feels very good right now.
Yes.
Nice.
That's
You're
probably
good,
why
man.
you're like shifting position so much. This is why
Yeah,
I say get a desk,
Yeah.
homie.
Yeah, I'm currently on the floor.
If you need
cross-legged.
advice to stay awake while you're driving, listen to Nomad by Kubla Khan, Texas. That'll help you.
Oh no, I've been parking on the side of the road and taking naps.
Oh damn,
I've
you
done
really
that.
are beat.
Yeah.
I've done
Anyway.
that before.
I think that'll be it for tonight then, everybody.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you put in the episode description. Johnny took a snooze.
I actually
Yeah.
might now.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
And
All right.
yeah.
GN.